If we take a look at matchup difficulty and how it graded out by player for the Lakers last season, Jared Vanderbilt had the most difficult matchups, having an A grade defensive difficulty. Gabe Vincent was next with an A- graded difficulty, followed by Hachimura with also an A-, then with Austin Reeves having a B+, followed by LeBron having a C+, Luka Doncic having a C-, Jackson Hayes having a C, and Dalton Knecht having a C- as well. And well, that's completely fine for both Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent, but definitely not for Hachimura and Austin Reeves. I'd like to see Hachimura have about a B grade difficulty at best, Austin Reeves having a C graded difficulty matchup on defense, and for a guy like Marcus Smart, who also had an A- graded difficulty, to be taking on those matchups instead. So that's something you can point to with Marcus Smart, is the better option for that on defense, is the more skilled defender, coming off a season of defending pretty much every position on the court, and yes, even fives at times too. Obviously that's not what you want him doing, but he definitely did match up 1 through 4 on the court, guarding point guards roughly 21% of the time, shooting guards roughly 28% of the time, small forwards 22% of the time, power forwards 20% of the time, and centers roughly 9% of the time. So if you're worried about replacing Hachimura with Marcus Smart due to defensive reasoning or simply not being big enough on defense, then probably don't be. Marcus Smart, despite being 6'3" or 6'4", is a very physical defender, a guy that can match up with bigger players than he is and actually do a pretty good job at it too. I mean, if we're talking about not only defensive versatility but defensive impact, Marcus Smart grades out pretty well here too. Now, maybe not as good compared to back in 2021-22 when he won Defensive Player of the Year, but he's still pretty effective on defense. Whether you're talking about defensive playmaking ability, steals per game, simply taking on one-on-one matchups and on-ball defense, he's still pretty effective. Coming off a season of averaging 1.1 steals per game in 20 minutes per game, that translating to 2.1 per 36 minutes, having a plus 0.1 defensive BPM, which although might not sound great, that's compared to Hachimura having a negative 0.6 defensive BPM, Smart still taking on the tougher matchups and taking on the more versatile matchups on defense, and still grading out better. Or if you want to talk about simply value on defense and how Marcus Smart graded there, he was pretty effective, ranking in the 95th percentile for off-ball chaser defense, 95th percentile in passing lane defense, 95th percentile in defensive playmaking ability, 95th percentile in defensive positional versatility, all around making plays on defense and showing off his value on defense too, even last season where he wasn't particularly healthy. However, is that alone enough to put him in the starting lineup over Hachimura, or is there maybe some more factors that we're not adding in here with him? Well, in my opinion, I think it's a pretty strong argument, but definitely not the only argument. In my opinion, I think they should be looking for defense here rather than offense or simply the guy that's been there the longest. I think you definitely should and will factor that into it. Hachimura being a part of this starting lineup for the better part of 2 years now, definitely proving to be an effective offensive fit with their team, playing off ball with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic now, even Austin Reeves throughout the entire time frame. Definitely value to be had there with Hachimura. Though if we're talking about defense, then obviously the better fit and the better value player here would be Marcus Smart. Can take on tougher matchups on defense, can take on the matchups that neither LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, or even Rui Hachimura himself can take on, and would put them more in their natural position on defense too, even for Hachimura coming off the bench then too. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I would greatly appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.